Okay, okay, we're here with my friend Michael. Michael is the creator of Parts Breathwork. And Michael trained with me, but what he did is amazing. He is combining two technologies, in this case, IFS and breathwork. So tell us, please, Michael, what is IFS?
Yeah, IFS is an abbreviation for Internal Family Systems, which is a therapy modality that was designed by Richard Schwartz. And in internal family systems work, each individual is viewed as a combination of a whole spectrum of different parts, right? So we're not seen as one specific individual. We're seen as composed of a variety of different parts, and each part has a different identity, it has a different desire, a different wish. And by identifying ourselves and all of our different parts, we can begin to integrate our parts in a way that is more helpful for us. And at the center of our parts is what we call the self. The self is the core of who we are. And the self has qualities like being in a state of peace or calm, or it can be creative or compassionate. And so in the experience of internal family systems, we are looking at viewing, encountering our parts through a state of self, and that gives our parts a sense of safety to be self-led, so that we can be led by the self, which is, again, calm, compassionate, creative, without having to be led by one of our parts.
It makes me remind of these puzzle pieces that we have here. It's like the pieces, and these are the parts of an individual that are maybe fractured. It sounds like that.
Yes, exactly, right. And the self maybe is the table that's supporting it all. Right?
So now, explain to me, please, how does breathwork make the entry to IFS, or how do you combine those two technologies?
Yeah, so I think of the internal family systems work as a way to enter the breathwork experience with a deeper state of safety, right? So you can imagine in the therapy world, these peak experiences like psychedelics or breathwork, sometimes they can activate people into a state of nervous system dysregulation, because sometimes they might meet things within themselves that's just too much to experience at once, right? So through the lens of the therapy work, the idea is that with internal family systems work, we always go into breath work with a state of curiosity and compassion. So whatever you meet in the experience, you're viewing it through this experience of compassion and curiosity. So essentially what it's doing is internal family systems is giving a framework for how to enter the breathwork experience, how to enter a psychedelic experience with a deeper state of autonomy, of self-control, and of curiosity and compassion. So that when you do meet experiences that are maybe dysregulating, you know how to enter them without getting too dysregulated that will cause disruption in your life.
Yeah. So it's kind of what I call having one foot on the gas and the other one in the brake, knowing basically that a person has, as you mentioned, autonomy, sovereignty to regulate the activation of body and psyche, something along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. And in the internal family systems world, to simplify, you have protectors and you have exiles. The exiles are the parts that are generally subconscious. So you might have a state of sadness that's an exile, and on the outside you have the protector of anger. So anytime you feel a deep sense of sadness because it's too much to experience on the outside, it's just too painful, the anger as the protector might show up as a way to deflect from the exile. For instance, in breath work, if you start to get resistance or anger or frustration, instead of just blowing past that experience, in the internal family systems world, you would ask that part of you, the protector part, can I go deeper? Right? Can I see what you're protecting? Do you give me permission to do that? And that way, we're entering through a state of deep self-autonomy instead of trying to blow past an experience that might be very important for you to feel safe in the full breathwork experience.
Wow, this is fantastic. For those who have not yet experienced Parts Breathwork, where can we find more about it?
Sure. Yeah, I lead an experience once every other week in Austin, Texas, in a private studio in Travis Heights. And you can learn about the experience at www.PartsWorkBreathwork.com.
Nice.
PartsWorkBreathwork.com.
We're going to add those details in the comments below. Thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah, thank you,
so
JJ.
much.
I appreciate it.